At first glance, you wouldn't think that the Bolac Museums and BSquare Ranch would make the grade here on the hidden quirky West. Is it quirky? You bet. A museum of fish and wildlife next to an electromechanical museum and all that adjacent to an experimental farm and ranch. But it's got a website and everything, and sitting on 12,000 acres on the Animas River just 10 miles south of Farmington, how hidden can it be? Especially with this kind of pedigree.
Tommy's dad, Tom Bolac, was actually mayor of Farmington. He was lieutenant governor, and then governor of New Mexico as well.
Now, finding Tommy Bolac is kind of like finding Willy Wonka. It's not the museums or even the experimental ranch that put the Bolacs on our radar. When videographer Sean Stanley missed his scheduled public tour of the facility, he decided to look behind the curtain and happened upon Martin Morano hard at work.
I don't know why fully he chooses to take stuff apart.
Actually, there's a very good reason why Morano is taking stuff apart. Behind the Bolac Electromechanical Museum is the largest recycling center east of China. Before or after a piece goes into the museum, it goes through Morano's hands. From there, who knows?
You very well could come to the Electromechanical Museum and see a piece of that device in our collection. Tommy actually will collect items from the Salvation Army and the old electronics that people drop off and don't work. And rather than take them to the dump or the local landfill, Tommy will go and grab those pieces up and then break them down and recycle them. When it comes to China, he will definitely give them a run for their money in recycling.
I don't think I'm giving the Chinese all of it, because what I'm saving here is going to the recyclers. Now, where it goes from there, I don't know.
In addition to stacks of VCRs, cassette decks, and countless other obsolete technology, the recycling area has tanks, old farm and oil field equipment, a mountain of glass insulators, and even a DC-3 airplane. But useless means different things to different people, and this is definitely not a graveyard.
Yes, at the back room at the recycling, you find a little bit of everything.
So I just take a whole bunch of it at one time and then sort out the things that I want to save for the timeline, either put away or put here on display, because they're disappearing at an alarming rate. They're getting thrown in the dump. Some of them are getting recycled, which is great. But a lot of this stuff just gets tossed into dumpsters and ends up in landfills for nobody to see.
For Sean Stanley, on the road and on FourCornersTV.com, I'm Ted Holteen, and this is the Hidden Quirky West.